Hello everybody, I am Swati Naik from Dr. A.V. Valiga Arts and Science PU College, Kumta. So this is our second online class. Anyhow, how are you? I hope you all are well. Be safe, be happy at your home, and at the same time be serious. Why to serious? Why to be serious? Don't think like that. Serious about your studies. Okay, so all these videos are for you and to help you to understand the lessons. So take it positively, and at the same time remember one thing, that what are you learning here is more important than how are you learning. So don't concentrate on how are you learning, concentrate on what are you learning. Okay, so got my point here. Okay, so today we are going to start our 6th unit of your textbook Babar Ali, written by Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma, who is a dynamic editor. Okay, and here she has introduced a excellent character Babar Ali in this lesson. Okay, so shall we start the lesson? Are you ready for that? Yeah. Okay. Babar Ali, what is special about him? As she told earlier, world's youngest headmaster. So why are we learning about Babar Ali? What is something special, something unique about this Babar Ali? Babar Ali is the youngest headmaster. Okay. So here in this lesson we are going to learn, going to know about Babar Ali. Okay. So I will just read his introduction. Babar Ali must be the youngest headmaster in the world, as he is only 16. Okay, so just see the age first. Okay, so only he is of 16. As he is only 16, he is a teenager who is in charge of teaching hundreds of students in his family's backyard, where he runs classes for poor children from his village. The story of this young man from Murshidabad in West Bengal is a remarkable tale of the desire to learn amid the direst poverty. Our Bangladesh-based YL volunteer Tanveer would like to introduce you to this extraordinary change maker. Have you come to know that why are we learning about Babar Ali? So Babar Ali is only, his age is 16. He is 16 years old only, and he is the youngest headmaster. Okay, so he has started his own school. He started teaching at this early age. Can you imagine? So see, you are still learning. When we want to teach, we wait to complete our education, to complete the degree, to complete some courses, and after that also we don't get the confidence to teach. And here, what to speak about Babar Ali? While learning only, he started teaching. So isn't it very remarkable thing about Babar Ali to learn here? Yeah, definitely. So Babar Ali, so how was his routine? Here the author explains, and this is also important for 4-mark question. 4-mark question. So what is the routine of Babar Ali? Okay, so I will just read it out. Babar wakes up every morning at 7 and starts his day by doing some household chores. Then he takes an auto rickshaw first and later walks 5 kilometers to the Kosim Bazar Raj Govinda Sundari Vidyapita. So this is the school where he learned, where he is a class 12 student. Babar is the thin and gangly boy who sits in the middle of the front row, studious, smart and austere in his blue and white uniform. Babar is a model student. He is also the first member of his family to get a proper education. In school, he is an ideal student, but it is what he does after his school hours that intrigues the entire world. When every other teenager goes running off to the playground and gets busy with football, cricket and other sports, Babar makes his way to an afternoon school where he is the headmaster of a school of 800 students. 800 students. So how many students are there in his school? 800 students. So every day morning he get up early and he take auto rickshaw to reach to his school. And what is more important here? What does he do after completing his school exercise? Okay, so like other students, he also goes to school, but something different. What does he do here? So when all other students after completing school, they get bored, and what do? They start playing, okay, football, cricket or any other play, either any other game here. Okay, but Babar Ali don't waste any time here playing, but he starts teaching. Okay, so to whom he teach here? So in his village there are many children who can't get that education, okay, because of poverty, because of some problems in their life, they could not get that education. So Babar Ali wants to help them. Okay, so you can see the large heartedness of this young fellow. So how does he think? So it is very important here. Okay, so now see how is Babar Ali. He is not looking very handsome, as she told here that he is a gangly boy who sits in the middle of the front row. Okay, so he is thin, he is gangly, he is not looking so attractive. But so outer beauty is not everything here. So what impresses us here? His inner beauty, his way of thinking, and his idea of changing the world, that actually interests us, that actually create interest in us about this Babar Ali. Okay, so however the person looks, it doesn't matter actually. Okay, but nowadays what do? We give more importance to the outer beauty. Okay, so as you know that what is beautiful is not always good, but what is good is always beautiful. Okay, so you can remember this. So inner beauty is more important than outer beauty. Okay, so here also the Babar Ali is very studious, very smart in his studies and very humble. So here we have come to know about Babar Ali. Who is he? How old is he? Where is he learning? And then how is he? And what is he doing? All these things we have learnt here. You just read it later. So welcome to Babar Ali school. So when we speak about school, what comes to our mind? School building, classroom, then blackboard, then benches and so many things, and then later comes teaching. But here in Babar Ali school it is different. Okay, because there is no building, there are no classrooms, there are no proper benches. Okay, there may be no blackboard. Okay, so all these things are not there, but there is a teacher who really wants to teach his friends. Okay, I am telling his friends because he is only 16 years old, and to whom he is teaching? To the children of his village who are of his age only. Okay, so the building we can't find here, classrooms we can't find here, but still there is a person who want to teach other children with humbleness. I will just read it out. It is a dilapidated concrete structure covered in half-torn posters. Inside, in a tiny dank room behind a desk, sits someone even the Queen of England knows by name, and you should too. Behind the office is a gate that opens to Babar's home. This is where rows of poor, underprivileged kids sit under the open blue sky and learn what most children in the modern world pay hundreds of dollars for free. So this is very important. Education. So the children are getting education in Babar school and all over the world also. But what is the difference between them? So here in modern world, students and children are getting education where in those classrooms, and they have all the facilities which one student should have. But here in Babar Ali school, they are also getting that education, but it is free of cost. Okay, children should not pay anything here. This is where 800 kids who are deprived from their basic right for education. So this is very important. So there are many children in his village who can't take that proper education because of their poverty. Okay, and those students come to Babar Ali school to get that education. They want to learn, but they could not learn. But here Babar gives them opportunity to learn, which is very important. This is where 800 kids who are deprived from their basic right for education walk miles to learn free of cost the basics and fundamentals of life. So they need not to pay anything here. So how do Babar Ali manage to do all these things? Okay, we will come to know here. So let's take a minute over here and think. While we whine about our allowances and fuss about staying out late, this average boy from a small village is actually helping to make this world a better place. Today, all around the world, where millions of children are being deprived from literacy because their families cannot bear the expenses, this one school boy from India is trying to change that. And so, at the age of 16, Babar Ali is the world's youngest headmaster. So here, this is what the reality. In the society, in this world, we all are busy with our work, in our personal life, we all are busy. Who have time to think about others? That is what the author is telling here. So we don't have any time to think about others. What are they facing? Do they have any problem or not? What can we do for that? Who think all this? Okay, so because we are busy with our own problems. But here, Babar Ali, so he is not a rich person. Okay, he also doesn't have such a strong financial background. But still, he has the mind. He has the mind to think about other problems. When he himself is in problem, he wants to think about others also at the same time. And he did not stop there. That is also important. What can we do? Sometimes we think so many things. We also have dreams. We have also some desires. We think a lot actually sometimes, but we can't do anything. But here Babar Ali, who is mentally very strong person, he did not stop there, and whatever he wanted to do, he did not think anything and he just started, and therefore it come true actually. Okay, So another thing is here, another one point the author told here, that can one person change the world? Whenever we want to do something new, some new ideas, when we want to implement, we just think that, oh, how can I change? How can I change? Here, what does it mean that can a single person change something? So generally we think no, don't we? Generally we think no, a single person can't change the world. Okay, so this thinking is not real actually, it is our weakness only. So after learning about Babar Ali, we come to know that if you think like that, it is your weakness, because if you want to do something, you can do it. Nothing is impossible in this world, everything is possible. Okay, and Babar Ali had proved it. Okay, so if you want to do something, if you want to change something, definitely you can, but you should have that strong desire to fulfill. Okay, so let's come to know something more and something about his family, Babar Ali. Babar happens to be one of the fortunate souls in his village. In the Bagta neighborhood of Gangapur village in West Bengal's Murshidabad, Babar lives with his 3 siblings and his parents in a thatched house which is the size of an average city kitchen. Okay, so you may think that, see here, when 800 students are learning in Babar Ali's school, where there is no proper building, okay, so in his house, backyard only, they are taking education, they are learning. So how big his house is, you may just try to imagine, but don't imagine like that, because the author has told here that he is living in a small house which is the size of an average city kitchen. Okay, so it means what? They are living in a small house, and remember, with his 3 siblings. Okay, with his 3 siblings, brother or sister. Okay, siblings, brother, sister, and with his parents, he is living in that small home. Yet ironically, he is still among the privileged ones in his village. So though he is living in that small house, though he is not rich enough, still ironically, okay, ironically, author says that he is still among the privileged one in this village. Why? Because unlike most children there, he went to school and got formal education. So getting education is not possible for everybody there. So in this sense, he is privileged one. He is lucky fellow that he is getting proper education there, where other students can't get that education, but he is getting that education, therefore he is lucky enough. He was better off also in being the son of Nasiruddin Sheikh. Nasiruddin Sheikh. Who is this fellow? He is the father of Babar Ali. So why it is possible for Babar Ali to get that proper education? It is because of Nasiruddin Sheikh, father of Babar Ali. And what was he doing? He is a jute seller. Okay, jute means senabu we call in Kannada. Okay, so they are not rich actually. Their income, they do not get more money. Okay, so Nasiruddin Sheikh is a jute seller and a dropout who believes that education is man's true religion, and who initially supported his son's venture with his own income. So we are speaking about Babar Ali, but here we come to know that who is the backbone? Nasiruddin Sheikh, his father. Okay, so in his life he could not get that proper education, and therefore he wants to give that education to his son, and with his all his problems also he is trying to do that. And what is he telling is really very important, that is education is man's true religion. We know about religion, and we know how all people, how in our society religion is important. We fight for religion. Okay, so education is man's true religion. So according to Nasruddin Sheikh, Babar Ali's father, so what is true religion? According to him, education is true religion. So what is education? Educate ourselves means what? To learn. What to learn here? What to learn here? What does religion teach? What is good? What should you do? What you should not do? What is good? What is bad? Okay, so this is what religion teach. And here education also. Education also is the same thing, what is good and what is bad, what you should do and what you should not do. Again, it gives us lot of knowledge which help us to live a better life and which help us to make the life better of others also. Okay. Coming from a privileged family, Babar realized he must do something for the other children in this village. Okay, so again, so Babar Ali actually did not think about himself only. Okay, so maybe other person may have thought that I am getting that education, it's sufficient, but he did not stop there. He thought about others also, and which education I am getting, it's my duty to give to others also. He thought like that, and this thought made him different from lakhs of students. Okay, so he is different from them because this one thought which came to his mind that I have to change the world of other children. Okay, so this thought changed him, and this thought why other children could not get the proper education. In this para, author is telling, just see, even though children are provided free education, as we know that nowadays we need not to give any money for education, it is free. Sending children to school is not entirely free of cost. Okay, so government is giving free education. Although the children are taught for free, they still have to pay for uniforms, books, etc. Okay, some of the institutions, they take some money for uniforms, for books, for this or that. Okay, they ask some money. That is why a lot of families cannot afford to send their children to school. So this is the reason. Okay, so actually education is free. Okay, so you can get that admission, but after getting admission, if you want to continue in that institution, you have to pay for books, pay for uniform, pay for this or that. Okay. Thus, instead of going to school, most of the boys help out their families by working as mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders, etc. Whereas girls work as maid servants in the village, where they cook, clean, wash clothes and dishes for their employers. Babar Ali wanted to change this. That is why he took the initiative of opening his very own school. Okay, so this is the exact reason. He could not see the condition of other children, his friends. Okay, so their parents did not have the power to teach them, okay, to send them to school, because they don't have enough money, okay, for their books, for their uniforms. So what do the children do? They also want to help their parents. Therefore, they also work somewhere. Whatever work they can do, they do for their parents, for their financial condition, for getting money. But Babar Ali want to change this situation. Okay, he wants to change this situation, and therefore he wants to start his very own school where he does not take any money from any student. It is totally free. Okay, totally free. So what is the name of his school? Anand Shiksha Niketan. What is the meaning of Anand? Anand means happiness. Okay, so Anand is happiness. So what is the name of Babar Ali school? Anand Shiksha Niketan. Okay, so how did he start the school? How did he start his school? It is quite interesting. Just see. Babar Ali actually started his school at the mere age of 9. You can't imagine. Only 9 years old boy. Only 9 years old boy can start his own school. How strange, isn't it? Yeah, Babar Ali actually started his school at the mere age of 9. In fact, his school Anand Shiksha Niketan grew out a game. So as we know that children are playing different games. So you can't see it now because our children nowadays are busy with video games and with their mobiles and laptops and computer, only indoor games. Okay, but some children, okay, earlier children were playing different type of games, and school is also one of them. Okay, so we used to play school with me as teacher. So Babar Ali and his friends were playing school game. You don't know about it. I know it very well because you don't play such a game. Because going to school, how it is for you, we have already learnt in the poem The School Boy. Okay, so again you won't play such a game. I know very well. Okay, so school you don't play, but Babar Ali and his friends were playing school game, and where Babar Ali was a teacher. Okay, and he was teaching his friends, and my friends had never seen the inside of a school, so they enjoyed playing students. Okay, so other children, they did not see so how the school is, how is the teacher, how do they teach. They did not know anything about this school, and thus therefore they are very much interested. In this type of game. They ended up learning arithmetic and enjoying it, said Babar Ali while trying to explain how he initially started teaching. In 2002, the game got institutionalized with the strength of 2000 Anand Shiksha Niketan. Already I have written here, Anand Shiksha Niketan got institutionalized in 2002. So first they were just playing the game school, and then he actually started teaching. So how many students were there when he started? Only 8 students. Only 8 students were there, and now you can see 800 students. When he started, there were only 8 students, and now 800 students are there in his school. Okay, so gradually word spread and the numbers grew. Okay, as we told here, help began to come from other quarters. So though the Babar Ali was alone to start his school, there were many kind-hearted people in his village who later tried to help him. Okay, whatever possible help they could give, they had given. Help began to come from other quarters, Babar's own teachers. So who all were there who were helping Babar Ali in his teaching? Not only teaching but running the school. Help began to come from other quarters, Babar's own teachers, monks at the local Ramakrishna mission, sympathetic IAS officers, even local cops. So all these people were helping Babar Ali. When Babar first thought up a midday meal scheme, okay, so he wanted to give midday meal to his friends. The rice came from his father's fields. So his father was the first person who helped Babar Ali. Whatever came to his mind, so Babar Ali's father only was the first helper, remember. So when the thought came to his mind that I should give meal to my friends, at that time also father Nasruddin Sheikh was the first person who helped Babar Ali. The rice came from his father's fields, but now with the help of friends in the administration, it come from government store. So earlier, definitely when we start something new, at that time we had some problems, but gradually see now it is coming from government store. Today, 9 years down the line, the school has 60 regular attendees and over 220 students on roll call and 800 students in total, with 10 volunteer teachers teaching grades 1 through 8. His Little Afternoon venture is now registered and recognized by the West Bengal state government, which means students graduating from Babar school are eligible to be transferred to other local high schools. So this is the improvement. Okay, so this game started in playing school, but now it got institutionalized and now it is recognized and registered by the West Bengal government. When the children of the village and the localities nearby are done with their course and jobs at daytime, they run to attend Babar's afternoon school. They arrive in time for Tulumashi's opening bell. Okay, so the students who are learning in Babar Ali school, children who are learning in Babar Ali school, they actually do some work in the morning, and in the afternoon when they get some free time, at that time they come to Babar Ali school and get that education. Okay, so here in this way they can manage both the things. Okay, so getting some income and getting education, both things are possible for them just because of Babar Ali and Babar Ali school, Anand Shiksha Niketan. So there are some characters introduced here in this text who were helping Babar Ali. So Babar Ali's father definitely is the first person, Nasruddin Sheikh. Okay, so this is important for 1 mark question, remember. So Nasruddin Sheikh was his father and he was the first person who helped him. So next is Tulu Rani Hazra. Okay, so she was the widow and she was fishmonger. So what was her duty? She was ringing the bell free of cost. Okay, so again what was she doing? So it was her duty to bring the children to the school. Let's know about her. Clad in widow's whites, stick in hand, Tulu Rani Hazra is an illiterate fishmonger by morning and a crusading educationalist by afternoon. So she also does her duty in the morning and in the afternoon she helped Babar Ali. On fish selling grounds of nearby villages, her job is to confront erring parents who have stopped sending their children to school and to find new students. She has recruited 80 till now. So parents are also of different mindset. Okay, so as we know, all are not same. Okay, all are different. So again, parents are also different mindsets. Some parents want to teach their children, but some parents don't want. They give different reasons. Oh, it is not possible for us, and we don't have such a income to send our children, so they have to work, we have to manage. So they were giving different reasons, and because of these reasons they were not sending their children to school. But Tulurani, she was convincing these parents to send their children to school. It was her duty, and she was doing that duty with all that happiness. She has recruited 80 students. Okay, so 80 students came back to the school because of her. Okay, so which is also very important thing here. The teaching staff of 9 is made up of high school student volunteers. So class 1 to 8, Babar Ali can't teach all of them alone. Isn't it the reality? How can a single person teach all those students? Okay, so it is not possible. Then who helped him? High school student volunteers. Okay, so with him there were many children who were learning, and those children help him in teaching. They also are average teenagers who are helping out Babar in making a difference. Okay, so with help of all these people, Babar Ali was doing this. It was easy for him to do this because of it is possible for him with the help of these people. The most educated, Debarita, goes to college in Behrampur. So one more teacher, Debarita. Okay, she was also teaching in Babar Ali's school. She was going to college. Babar Ali gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. So what was he doing? He did not have any degree. Okay, he did not have any guidance. He did not have the training how to teach. Okay, so after getting all this also, some could not get the confidence to teach. But here Babar Ali did not have anything, but still he was teaching. How? So he gives lessons just the way he has heard them from his teachers. So he heard the lessons carefully, and he was teaching the same thing to his students. There is no building or establishment for his school, as we learned earlier that there was no building, there were no classrooms, there were no blackboards, but still learning was going on. He teaches his students under the open sky. Okay, so there was no building, no classroom, so they sat under the open sky. Some children sit in the mud, other on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. Okay, so it is only one establishment where it is homemade, it is not a proper building. Okay, there is no proper building, just however they were managing to sit somewhere and learn. Okay, so it is not comfortable place, we can learn it here. Some children sit in the mud, other on rickety benches under a rough homemade shelter. The family chickens scratch around nearby. Okay, so this is the atmosphere of Babar Ali's school. Okay, so it is very difficult to teach and to learn in such an atmosphere, but who have the strong desire to do something, to change something, they can do everything, and that is what he is doing here. In every corner of the yard, groups of children can be seen studying hard. Okay, so in this atmosphere also there were many students who were learning, who were studying hard. Okay, so nothing can stop them. It's much easier to enroll kids who are not old enough. Okay, so class 1 and 2 have over 200 students. Okay, so he was young, and again to get kids who are not old enough. So to manage all these things is something difficult. Class 8 had just 20 students. They study 10 subjects and are mostly taught by Babar and Debarita Bhattacharya. Debarita is another volunteer who has been helping out for a long time now. Okay, as we learnt earlier, Debarita, okay, so she was also teaching with Babar Ali. Textbooks are free from class 1 to 5. Okay, so as we learned that in Babar Ali's school nobody should pay, so everything is free. Okay, so textbooks are free from class 1 to 5, but for the rest money needs to be arranged. So as we know that Babar Ali was also not financially so strong, so he could not manage all the things. On any given day there are close to 400 students physically present in Babar's front yard, and for 400 students, 800 students, to manage all the things, midday meal, books and everything, at least which things are necessary to learn, those things he wanted to provide, and it was very difficult for him to manage. It is hard to get the children to listen, being so young themselves. Okay, so Babar Ali was also young, and his students were also so young. So how to manage them? Okay, so managing the children, how difficult task it is, we all know. Okay, so the narrow age gap works to our advantage. Says Babar, we are more like friends. The rod is spared in my school. Okay, so they are of same age, therefore they were not taking anything seriously, and rod is spared in Babar Ali's school. Okay, so we can learn here, so how friendly they were while learning, while teaching also he was so kind, and with that kindness only he tries to control his students, and he was not using any rod to control them. Okay, so that's all. So here in concluding paragraph, so here we all know about Babar Ali. Who is Babar Ali? When did he start the school? What is the name of his school? Who all helped Babar Ali? How was the Babar Ali school? So that's all I got about Babar Ali for now. So the author has given all the information which she had. Getting to know about a person like him makes me realize how insignificant I am, and yet again how lucky. Okay, so knowing all about Babar Ali, not only author, even I thought like that, how insignificant I am. Okay, so what makes us to think like that? And even though I finish my story here, Babar Ali's story continues. He has not only helped out hundreds of children to get enlightened, he has also inspired millions of youths like us. Okay. Babar Ali's tale is a testament to the difference that one person can make in his or her world. In this case, it was a mere child who decided to do something about a situation he felt was unfair. Okay, so what made us to thought that we are so insignificant? Because the 16-year-old boy thought like this. He just wanted to change the world, and he changed the world actually. Okay, so how difficult it is, we can't imagine also, but he did, he proved himself. So this is the power of desire. Okay, and in this sense Babar Ali was really very different from others, and this made us to think like that, how insignificant we are still thinking about ourselves only. Okay, about I. Why I am repeating this I? See, mobile, iPhone, selfie, so we are thinking, nowadays people are thinking about themselves only. Okay, we have become so selfish, don't you think like that? Okay, so we are using mobile. So do you know the meaning of the mobile? Okay, so we can take it anywhere. So firstly there were landlines and it was connected. Okay, so we can speak, we can't take it anywhere, so that was the problem. So we are using mobiles. Okay, then iPhone. Okay, so again selfie, selfish, selfie. Okay, so can you see any similarity here? So all these things are making us selfish. We are somewhere we are running. Okay, we are running from ourselves and we are just self-centered. We are living in self-centered society. This is what we should change. The author also wants to suggest this here in this para. Just see, his story also bears evidence to the fact that if you have a will, then there surely is a way. Where there is a will, there is a way, as we know that. Don't think that a 9-year-old can alone change the world should be enough inspiration for all of us to come out of our closed cocoon and help make a difference. So isn't it high time that we be the change that we want to see in this world? Today a Babar Ali, maybe tomorrow it could be someone from among us. So Mahatma Gandhi also tell this. Okay, what did he tell? That be the change which you want to see in others. Generally what do? We try to change others, but we don't change ourselves. So this is wrong. If you want to see any change in others, first you have to change yourself. Okay, so if you change yourself, definitely the change makes the change in others also. And it is not every often that we come across someone like Babar Ali. Coming from a small village in Murshidabad, he should be commended just for the audacity of hoping. It is this hope and the faith that he has upon himself that has helped him come all this way. So here is to Babar Ali. We salute you for dreaming and making your dreams come true. Okay, so here the author salutes Babar Ali. She really appreciates him and she introduced such a character Babar Ali to us also because she wants the same change in the society. Today Babar Ali, maybe tomorrow one of you. Okay, so don't think that I can't do anything. Everyone has the power to do anything. Okay, so this is what we learn in Babar Ali. So what is education actually? What is education actually? So education, knowledge plus character is true education. So according to Babar Ali's father, what does he tell? That education is man's true religion. So we are also getting education, but we are forgetting what is true education. What is true education? So education is not only reading, writing and exam and all these things, but learn some human values, life values, which not only change your world but also change others' world. Okay, so if you can't help others, what is the use of that education? If you can't understand others, what is the use of that education? What do you think? So education is something which Education is something which change your world, and it has the power to change the world actually. Okay, that is what we are learning in this education. So here Babar Ali, as we come to know about him, that at the mere age of 9, just the thought came in his mind that I have to change my friend's life, other children's life, because they were not getting any proper education because of their problems of money. But he wanted to change that situation, and he did not wait for anyone. He did not wait for anyone's help. Okay, and nothing stopped him. Did his age stop him from doing this? Did his financial condition stop him from doing this? No, not at all. Nothing could stop him. He did whatever he wanted to do. He proved it here. He started his own school, Anand Shiksha Niketan. And when he started, definitely there are many kind souls, kind-hearted people helped him to fulfill his dream completely. But he was the first person who took the courage. That is very important. Taking the first step is very important here. So so here we should also learn that what should we learn, what should we take, what should we learn through this education? Confidence, very important thing, confidence. Okay, if you have that confidence, no one can stop you. Okay, so as I told earlier, you can do anything and you can do everything. Okay, nothing is impossible, but we have to come from our comfortable zones. We have to come out. We have to come out from our comfortable zone, and we have to think about others also. It make us, it change the world. Okay, so that is important. Don't think about yourself only. It is only self-centered life. It won't give you, it can give you happiness, but you can't get that satisfaction. Okay, so if you want satisfaction in your life, you have to do something, you have to help others, you have to try to understand the problems of others. Okay, whatever possible help you can give, you have to do, you have to help them. Okay, so education now all are getting, so any other help also, whatever you can see surrounding you. So what are they facing, what other people are facing, if they are facing any problems, whatever possible help you can do, you have to do for them. So that also, for that also you should have that mindset to think about others. So here Babar Ali thought about others, and he made the change in his life and in others' life also, and it made him excellent person. Okay, so if he educate himself only, he can be the good person, no doubt, but he taught others also, he helped other fellows also, he taught other children also, and it made him excellent person in the world. Okay, so take the inspiration from Babar Ali and do something good for others. Try to understand others. That is also true education. Okay, so if you can't understand others, if you can't respect others, if you can't understand others' problem, if you can't understand others, if you can't help others, education is of no use. So again I am telling that character plus knowledge is true education. So here we ended the lesson Babar Ali. I hope you understood the lesson. So what should you do now? You have to read the text carefully, okay, and there are some points I have written here. Just concentrate on these points. These are important for 1 mark questions also, okay. So for 4 mark questions, Babar Ali's routine and Babar Ali's school and who all have helped Babar Ali. So all these questions are important here. First you have to read the lesson carefully, try to understand it, and thank you so much.